Hello again, and welcome to Theory of Mind. Excuse me if you hear a little bit of child screaming and regular family noise in the background. That's the life of dads. So, this year, it started off with me inviting life to kick my ass. You know what? Life accepted. So, yesterday, I woke up sick. First time in 2.5 years, I think. Then I got the news that my grandfather had died. But we're kind of letting that sinking in while I'm trying to kind of deal with that, and that's not always easy when you're in another country and you have to be there for your kids. But after giving it some thought, I decided, how about I tell you about my grandfather, the sea captain, and the lessons I learned from that man. That's just a tiny fraction of them, but I think some of the lessons are worth saying. I haven't really thought this out, so I'm just going to go with it. But I was lucky enough to start on his boat when I was about 15. I got to be on his boat for a few rounds one summer, and I learned a lot of the old man. One thing that stood to mind is I asked him once, Grandpa, how is it you're the captain? How does one become a captain? And I always remember him saying to me, Carl, remember, some people think that it takes incredible talent or something special to be a sea captain, but here's how it goes. Most people are very, very capable of thinking. Most people are just too lazy to think. And a big part of being a captain is you just have to work a little harder at thinking. He said all the men out there, they're not stupid men. Everybody can think, but the difference between a captain and not a captain is someone who is not lazy. So he said to me that people are sometimes too lazy to think. It's not that they don't have talent, it's not that they can't make it, but they're too lazy to think. So, starting with when I was on a boat with him. Once I was sitting on the bridge with him, and the old guys, the captains, used to call each other on the CB radios, see if there was any fishing, the fishing was good or not. And I got to notice he almost always told the guy exactly how the fishing was, if it was good or bad. And I said to him, do people always tell each other how the fishing is? And he said, no. Most of the times where people don't tell you, or they'll lie and tell it's pretty shitty when it's good, or so on, so they can be alone on that fishing spot. And I said to him, well, why do you tell them? And he said, I don't really care, Carl, when I'm dead, if people think I'm an idiot or an imbecile. What I do care about if people saying I was an honest man. And that's exactly very descriptive of what kind of man my grandfather was. Do the right thing. Hurt you or helps you, do the right thing. And you know, that's life. I'm pretty sure he worked when he was sick. And I learned that you need to toughen up a little bit. And I have tried to in life. And now as a young business owner, I talked to my grandfather about how it is running a business. And he said to me a few lessons that come to mind very quickly. Number one, he said, I've been down on my knees 3 times. 3 times I was down on my knees and I didn't think it was going to work. What do? You get back up again and you continue. And he said, when you're down on your knees, you cannot always pay people the money you owe them, but you need work done. And I will never, he said, hide behind a corner. If I cannot pay you, I will tell you that I can't pay you. I will pay you, I can't do it now, but when money is better, I will pay you. And he said, every work that I always needed done, if I didn't have the money, people always did it. Because I guess that's having a good reputation, where somebody takes your word and they're as good as money. They're better than a check. If you say they're going to pay, they're going to pay. And if you owe someone money, never, ever, ever shirk your responsibility. Go directly to the person. Just tell them your situation. Tell them this is the situation. So, not only as a man, but as a business owner, this was incredibly important lessons to learn. And all the lessons that you learned as a kid, they sometimes come back to you later on as an adult, especially when you have a family of your own. Is, you know, I could go on forever about the things that he taught me. One thing that I was asking him about when I was very young, can't remember how old, maybe 8, maybe 10, something like that. And I was asking him about politics. And we had this party in Iceland called the Independence Party, probably. And I said to him, what is the difference of being on that side, or maybe that you want everybody to be equal? And he said, well, here's the problem. There are going to be people in life that think if you work harder than them and you succeed and you make sacrifices and you mortgage your house, when you do good, they're always going to think that you took it from them. But you don't hear anything from them when you're on your knees. And that's so descriptive. There's people always think that, you know, you got something handed to you. But he kind of explained to me that I think it was probably capitalism. And the way he explained it to an 8-year-old grandson was, you shouldn't be punished for working harder than other people. And everybody should have the opportunity to take whatever they can do, and if they work really hard, not to be punished for getting what they got. And he was an incredible man, and I will miss him dearly, but this is the life. You're in another country, your kids have to go to class, your kids have to go to gymnastics, whatever it is. It's only you and your wife, so you carry on. You're sad, and you do feel your heart break, but you do it anyways, because I'm pretty sure that's what he would have done. And I didn't really have time to do this today, so I rigged up a work light. That's probably why I look like a zombie on this thing. I just wanted to honor my grandfather in such a way that I committed to doing YouTube videos. So I did it. So I dug up an old tripod, took the work light from the garage, and here it is. That's it. Thank you all my friends, wherever you are in the world. And I hope those lessons from an old sea captain could maybe help you. Thank you.